Hey guys, I got a new video for you today, and we're going to be taking a look at a really cool and interesting flashlight from Wurkkos. This is the HD03, and let me tell you, this is a really cool flashlight. It's got a ton of features packed into a very small form factor. Now they were gracious enough to send this guy over so I can check it out, and I've been using it for a couple of weeks now. I actually put it right back into the packaging because I wanted to use this video to showcase all the different features. So I wanted to go in depth into showing you everything that this flashlight can do, and the best way to do that is to show you exactly how it comes. So again, they sent this guy out for me to test out. Now I believe it is available in a couple of different colors. As you can see, they sent the green color here, the OD green. I'm not sure of the other colors, if the box showcases the color that's inside, but I know this one does. From the side right here, you can see that it says HD03 green, and it just gives you a little bit more information. On this side, it gives you a little bit of a look at some of the different aspects of it. So it's got a high output of 680 lumens, 180 meter beam, multicolor RGB lights, and it comes in at 49 grams, so it's super lightweight. And then in the back here, it does give you a little bit of a breakdown on the different light outputs and modes and things like that. If you guys want to pause and read that, you can go ahead and do that. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to be leaving a link in the description below where you can pick up this flashlight if you want to. And then I'm also going to be leaving a code. I'll probably put it down here. It's a discount code. It's actually going to give you 45% off on this light, and you're definitely going to want to use that because I know you're definitely going to want to pick one of these guys up. I'll try and put it now, and then maybe later on in the video I'll mention it again in case you guys missed it. So let me go ahead and open up the box. Like I said, I've been using the light, but I've repackaged it as best I could to showcase how it comes. So as you open it up, you have this tab right here that you're able to pull out this tray, and inside you have, right on top there, you have the light. But then in the back here, you have a little thing that says read me. It's going to give you a couple of different things to note. So the number one, it's going to tell you what the switch on the left is going to do. It's going to tell you what the button on the right is going to do. And it's going to tell you that you do have a Type-C charging port underneath the dust cover at the top. So as you open this, you'll get a couple of things. The first thing is going to be a user manual. There's going to be a lot of information in this user manual, so I would definitely recommend that if you don't stay for the whole video, that you definitely check out the user manual because, like I said, this particular flashlight has a ton of different features. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave actually this out so I can reference it as I'm doing the review because I don't want to miss anything and I want to tell you guys exactly what it is. So as you can see right up here, all these different things are going to tell you what the flashlight is going to do. I'll set that up there, and then you have a couple other things. Right in here, you have your USB-C to USB-C charging cable. I do like the fact that they do include that. And then you have a lanyard here. It is a pretty interesting lanyard because you actually get two sections to it. I'll go ahead and showcase it for you guys now. And you have this little section right here, which actually attaches directly to the flashlight, and it's got a little ring right there. And then you have this section here, which has a little kind of carabiner closure right there in the circle, and it has this nylon cord that's been braided here, so it's really cool. So you can actually attach this one to this one, and then this attaches to the light itself, and it gives you a little lanyard right here so you can use it to hang on to different things. So that is really cool that they do include those two as well. Then we'll set this plastic off to the side there, and then take a look at the light itself. So here it is. So right off the bat, as you saw in the packaging, it says that it is coming in at, what did it say, 49 grams. So super lightweight. It's got a really interesting form factor in the way that the light is designed. Obviously, it's designed to kind of face out like this. So that actually gives you a lot of really good usage on this light because besides using it as a regular EDC flashlight and things like that, you can see right here, you do have a clip, so you can clip this onto different things. So if you wanted to clip it onto the strap of a backpack or your shirt or something like that, you can go ahead and do that. You just clip it on there like that, and then you have the light facing out wherever it is that you need it. If you could clip it onto the brim of the hat, it's just going to be facing straight down. So again, you know, it just depends on how you want to go ahead and use it. So if you see right up here, you do have this little opening. This is where you're going to go ahead and thread your smaller section of the lanyard. That way, if you do want to have this hanging from different things, you can go ahead and do that as well. So taking a look at the light itself, again, this is the OD green color. Like I mentioned, I do believe it comes in a couple other colors as well. So if you don't like the green, you have other choices as well. So on the side right here, you do have a switch. Now, the switch is going to allow you to select how you want the light itself to shine the light out. So if you want it more of a beam, so you would have the top section right there. So you can see it's got the little markings that's going straight ahead. Or if you want more of a flood, then you can use the flood as well at the bottom there. Now there is going to be a little bit of a temperature difference between the, when you're using the beam versus the flood, so just keep that in mind. On this side, you'll have your switch, which you're going to use to power the light on and off and cycle through the different modes. And in the middle there, you do have a little LED, which is going to give you battery status, especially when you're charging it. And then on the top right here, underneath the dust cover, is going to be your USB-C charging board right there. And that's where you will charge your lights. But you do have that little dust cover right there, which allows no dust or water or anything like that to get in there. As I mentioned, you do have this clip in the back. It is rubberized, so that's going to allow it to grip onto different things very, very nicely. And you also have the ability, this section right here, I just have a knife here to show you guys. It is magnetic. So you can actually attach this to different surfaces. If you wanted to go really hands-free, and if it's a metallic surface, you can do that, and that way it'll free up your hands and you can go ahead and use it. So really, really awesome features coming out of the light, and we haven't even seen the actual output of the light just yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off this overhead light real quick just so you guys can see it a little bit better, and I will bring my little manual here a little closer just so we can make sure that we hit all the different things. So when it comes in the packaging, the light is actually going to come locked. So if you press the light switch, nothing will happen. It'll just blink twice, letting you know that it's locked. So that's good, especially if you're going to be carrying this inside of a bag or something like that, and you don't want it to accidentally turn on. Then you don't have to worry about it because it'll just flash like that. It won't turn on. So if you want to go ahead and unlock it, you're just going to press this button, this side switch right here 3 times. So you're going to do 1, 2, 3, and then it'll turn on in the low mode right there, and it'll let you know that it is unlocked. If you press it again, it'll turn back off. So now every time you press the switch, it'll turn the light on, and if you press it again, I pressed it twice by mistake. If you press it again, it'll turn off. So again, from the on position, if you press and hold the side switch right there, it'll actually cycle through the different outputs. So if you see there, it goes from low, medium, high to turbo. And then if you let go, it'll actually stay at whatever output you want it to be. If you press and hold again, it'll cycle through the different modes. So I'll leave that in that one. And then if you press it again, it'll turn right back off. If you turn it on, it'll actually turn back on in the low mode, right? So if you press it off, turn it off, it'll turn off. All right, so from the off position, if you press it once, it'll turn back on. Again, as I mentioned, if you press, it'll cycle through the different modes. All right. If you press it twice, it'll go to your turbo. So that's 680 lumens max output right there. So really nice light for most EDC purposes. It'll definitely light up a whole room, a whole area. Perfect, perfect, perfect to do whatever it is that you need it to do. If you press it again, it'll turn. It'll actually go back down, and then if you press it again, it'll turn off. So again, once to turn on, turn it off again. Twice. Actually, no. Sorry. Let's not get into that one just yet. Let's see. Okay, there we go. So turn it on. It'll turn on. Twice for your turbo output, and if you do 3 times, it'll go into your different strobe modes. So again, you do have quite a few different modes right there. Let me just reference the box right here just to make sure. Yep. So you're going to go through your different outputs on there. And again, that was pressing it 3 times. So 1, 2, 3. There it is. And then if you press it again once, it'll just go back to the regular light. And if you press it again, it'll turn off. From the off position, if you press and hold, it'll actually go into your moonlight mode. And again, moonlight is going to be 1 lumen, and that's actually good for 36 hours, which is really, really good. So again, you know, if you want to preserve your battery life, you can go ahead and do that. And that's just by pressing it on from the off position, or keeping it pressed from the off position, as I say. I go ahead and turn it back off. Now, regular lighting, if I go ahead and switch down on this, now it'll go into your flood. So if you press it to turn it on, as you guys can see, all the LEDs on the outside turn on, and this is going to be more of a warm light on here, but pretty similar as far as the outputs go. So if I press and hold, it'll cycle through the different modes. All right. So as you can see, low, medium, high, and then if you let go, it'll actually stop where you want it to stop. So again, and then if I press it twice, it'll go into your turbo, and then 3 times, it'll go into your strobe light right there. All right. So again, very similar UI. The main difference is just the actual lighting. So if I flip the switch up again, you'll see that when I turn it on, it'll be the LED in the middle that's actually pointing at the lights. But if I press, or if I switch that switch again, you'll see that it switches to the outside LEDs, and then it'll be more of a warmer light versus a white light in the middle right there, and then turn it off. All right, so as you can see, a lot of different features, especially if you want the flood versus the beam, but also different outputs, and then with the strobe and the turbo. So you have a lot of different lights, a lot of different options, but that's not where it ends. Obviously, as you saw, I kind of switched it into the RGB mode for a second, but basically from the off position, if you double press it, it'll go into your RGB mode and it'll start right there. So you got a couple different features in RGB mode. If you double click again, it'll actually cycle through different types of RGB or different outputs. So I'll kind of go through some of those. So if you, right now, as you guys can tell, it's a solid green light. So if I press it twice, it'll be a kind of strobing green light. All right. If I press twice again, it'll be a, this is a red and blue flashing light. Double click again. This will be one that's cycling through the different colors of RGB. As you can see there, it went through the purples and blues, kind of like a light blue, then a green. If I press double click it again, it's going to go through this pretty interesting kind of rainbow pattern, which is blue, red, and green, and it's going around in a circle. Then if I double click again, it's going to go through this kind of just a little circle around in the blue right there, which is really nice. Double click again, and it's going to go through this kind of breathing where it breathes through the different colors of the RGB. So there's the red one there. So really interesting one if you wanted to use it as an accent light or something like that. If you press it again, it'll go right back to this kind of circling around, but now it's actually changing. The circling around, the first one was only blue, and now it's actually going through the different colors. If you double click it again, it'll just go back to the blinking green light that it did earlier. And then if you press it once, it'll go back to the RGB. And if you press it again, it'll turn it off. So that's one of the features. It's really cool. Double clicking it, it'll cycle through a couple of preset different modes like that. But if I double click again from off, it'll go right back into RGB. And now if I press and hold, it'll actually cycle through the different colors of RGB. So there is your blue, and I'm continuing to hold here. Here's your red, here's your yellow, back to green, back to blue. So what I'm going to do is when I get to the color that I want, let's say I want this yellow one, I let go, and there it is. And then now I can turn it off. And then when I double click it, it'll turn back on in that color that I left it on. So that's a cool thing is you do get a memory on the RGB. So if you know that you're always going to want to come on in this yellow color when you're going to use the RGB, you can go ahead and you know, leave it on that one, and then once you turn it on into the RGB mode, it'll always turn on in that particular color. So really awesome features on this flashlight. I'm going to go ahead and turn on this light again. Again, this is the HD03 from Wurkkos. This is a really cool form factor. Again, you know, a lot of flashlights, you have that one cylindrical where it's the light in the front, maybe a tail cap switch or a switch on the side. But this one, it does give you a lot more options, especially with the pocket clip right here, or the clip where you can actually clip it onto your belt or your shirt, or you know, if they have backpack straps or something like that, you can go ahead and clip it on that. And then you have the magnet in the back, which does allow you to go ahead and attach it to metallic surfaces. Now, I do like the little hole in the top right here, and I like the fact that they did include this separate section, because once you feed this in here, and I'll do it now so you guys can see what it looks like, you can always leave this on it, even if you're not using it. It doesn't really get in the way as far as the usage, but it does give you a place to either attach a carabiner. So if you want to use the one that it comes with, basically all you do is just open up the gates and put it in there. And then now you can, hold on to this or attach your keys to your keys or something like that. But if you didn't want to use this one and you wanted to use any other type of carabiner or anything like that, you can go ahead and attach it to that, or just leave it loose like that. Again, it doesn't get in the way. It doesn't, get in the way of using it, of the buttons or anything like that. You're able to go ahead and use it and not have to worry about it. So really, really utilitarian flashlight. As I mentioned, I'm going to leave the link below to their site if you guys want to go ahead and pick this guy up. I recommend that you do if you're into flashlights. If you're looking for something small, something easy to carry, something lightweight, this is definitely going to be one of those that you're going to want to pick up. And if you use the code below, you'll go ahead and get 45% off on the light, which is going to make the light very, very appealing as far as price-wise goes. I don't like quoting prices on my channel just because, prices do change after time, and if somebody sees this video way in the future, it might not be the same price, but I can tell you it is below $20. So again, for a sub $20 flashlight, this is going to be definitely one that you're going to want to add to your EDC, especially if you're into flashlights. If you want to get other people into flashlights, maybe you're looking for gifts or something like that, I would definitely recommend this one right here, just because it has all the different features, so it's going to have them covered for everything, and it is rechargeable, so you're not going to have to worry about buying batteries or anything like that. You can just plug it in, recharge it, and it's going to be ready to go. So there it is. This is a look at the HD03 flashlight from Wurkkos. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Thanks.